am not up in my office today. I am actually down here amongst my rocks because I wanted to share an updated geology and earth science Disney pin collection. As many of you know, I am a geology PhD student, so what I like to try and collect is any Disney pin that is kind of related to geology or earth science or archaeology, and it is kind of difficult to find pins that fit into those categories, but over time I've actually amassed a kind of decent collection. It was just about a little over a year ago that I filmed a video called My Strangest Disney Pin Collection. It's actually among my top viewed Disney pin collection videos, and that was sharing my very early on geology pin collection. So since it's been a year, I've gotten a lot more pins, and this is kind of fully fleshed out enough to be a full pin collection video. So I think this is a really fun kind of collection to share because these are definitely pins that you don't see super commonly. And I think it also kind of serves as inspiration for the fact that you can kind of make a pin collection geared toward just about anything you like. So geology is obviously my thing. I like to kind of find weird ways that you can marry geology and Disney together. So one way that works is through pins. It is hard, but I'm very excited to share and show the pins that I do have as part of this collection. So this is a very brief overview of all of the pins. Now this is not the pin board that I have them on. They're on a cork board that is like kind of not permanently on the walls, but it's with sticky stuff on there, so I just had to put them on here, so this isn't really the full display, but this is the total number that I have, and I'm just gonna go through one by one and share these. Here we have a little gold pan mining Mickey. This one is a very old Disney's California Adventure pin, back when the park was really themed to very California specific things like the gold rush. Here we have a Walt Disney World Hidden Mickey pin, and this is from the Resort's Hidden Mickey collection, and it's supposed to represent the hidden Mickey that's in the floor of the Polynesian. So basically this is a whole rock or stone. Also a super highly faked pin, but you can tell this is real because it's the colors of rock should be kind of grays, whereas the fake ones are a really ugly brown and yellow. Next up, we have another pin from Disney's California Adventure, another one themed to the gold rush, and this is super cool because Mickey, again, is kind of panning for gold, and it's this 3D element that's filled with glitter to kind of look like little specks of gold. This is also a limited edition of 3,500. Next up, we have one of my pins. So this is a fantasy pin that I designed. I make pins at Desert Mouse Pin Shop on Instagram and Etsy, and this is my geode mouse pin. So it's all super sparkly glitter, and it's 3 geodes sliced open, forming a hidden Mickey. Here we have this countdown to extinction pin, and this is a very old Animal Kingdom pin. This is actually for the attraction Dinosaur, back when it was originally named Countdown to Extinction. So this was how the ride opened, and we can see we have our meteorite bits coming down, ready to rain on the dinosaurs. Related to dinosaurs, we have Pluto and these dinosaur bones, and this here is the Montana pin from the American Adventure Mystery Pin Set. So they had different pins from all the different states. In Montana, you can find a number of cool fossils, so this one fit in perfectly. We again have more dinosaurs on this pin. This one is an Epcot pin, and it is commemorating the now extinct Universe of Energy attraction. This one has the cool hinge bit to it, and it's an Ellie of 3000. We're again continuing in the paleontology theme with this pin of Donald at the Boneyard dig site. So he's sifting through the sediment looking for some fossils. And this pin is part of a collection where it's showcasing hidden Mickeys in the park. So there's a hidden Mickey in the back there, but I think it's just cool what Donald is doing. He's also a full pin on pin there. And this pin is an Ellie of 2500. Here we have actually a Coronado Springs resort pin, and Donald and Mickey look like they are prospectors. They're looking for some gold there. I actually got this pin from Cheryl from our Disney side when we did a little gift exchange. This pin is another one of my favorites. This is a Sam Andreas Shakes pin, delicious to a fault from the original Disney's California Adventure. The shake on there moves back and forth like it is experiencing an earthquake, and obviously this is San Andreas shakes as a play on the San Andreas Fault. One of my pins that I absolutely love from this collection is this Jiminy Cricket Earth Day 2017 pin from Hong Kong Disneyland. This features a movable umbrella that says "Stop Global Warming." It has the Earth in kind of like a hidden Mickey shape that's situated like an ice cream that's melting because the planet is getting too hot because humans unfortunately are destroying our environment. This one is an LE of 500. Next up is another LE 500 pin, and this showcases the Pixar short Lava. For my second project, I study Volcano, so this one is absolutely perfect for me. This is also a really pretty pin with some translucent enamel, and again, that lava is a little pin on pin. Here is another Earth Day-esque pin. This one is from Disneyland, and it says "Love the Land," and this also has the Earth kind of shaped into a little bit of a hidden Mickey. This pin is one that is absolutely just perfect for this collection, and this is the Monument Valley pin from the Epcot Mystery Pin Set. Monument Valley has some absolutely spectacular geology. I've yet to see it in person, but it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's also the real-life inspiration for Radiator Springs and Ornament Valley of Cars Land. Speaking of Cars Land, I have this Ornament Valley Velocity pin with Lightning McQueen, and I have it actually for the formation in the back there. I think in the land it's called Willie's Butte, and I have a whole video on the geology of Disneyland where I talk about how the real-life version of this formation is actually formed. We are continuing in the Southwest with this Arizona pin. This one, like the Montana pin, is from the American Adventure Limited Release Mystery Pin Set. This has Donald on a burro, and he seems to be at the Grand Canyon. So obviously, the Grand Canyon is one of the great geological wonders of the world. Here we have a pin that I'm very excited to have in person because I featured this pin in my video on Disney pins I wish I had. So this is a Falling Pins road sign. So it's a play on the falling rock, but they are kind of just like little falling Mickeys. So it is a perfect mashup of geology and Disney together. This was from the Trade City pin event at Epcot many years ago. This pin is pretty cute and simple. It's just a nerdy Pluto, and it says "Science Rocks" because it definitely does. I do have another super cool Grand Canyon pin, and this one commemorates the 60th anniversary of the Grand Canyon diorama at Disneyland Park. So the railroad there is super cool because it goes through a whole diorama, and part of it depicts the Grand Canyon. So this pin actually has a little movable train on it. I love the colors on it, and it is a cast member exclusive LE 500. The next three pins I have here are all part of the same theme, which is basically mining and kind of Dopey and the Seven Dwarves. So this was a pin from one of the Disney Park packs, so it is an LE 500, and this features Dopey in the mine. He's mining some green gems, which looks like peridot. This one is one of the very new pins that I got from the Delicious Drinks mystery pin packs, and it is the Miner's Mineral Water. So it has their pickaxe, and it looks like a big ruby gem. And then I have this other Dopey pin here. This one, he has some gems in his eyes, and he's holding another gem, so fits in perfect with kind of the minerals theme. This one I think is just an older open edition. I do have two space pins because my department does very heavily focus on space and planetary sciences. This one is Figment as an astronaut going on a spacewalk. So it's really cool. He actually moves back and forth up there, so you can imagine him moving around in space. This was from an old Museum of Pintiquities pin event, and it's an LE of 500. My other space-related pin here features Mickey on a lunar rover. This one is actually a super rare pin. It's a Disney Auctions pin, LE of only 100. I then have this pin, which is maybe a slightly less obvious choice for this collection. This is another old Disney's California Adventure pin because we have Grizzly Peak in the background. This is also from the Artist Choice series, and it shows Mickey sleeping in a tent and he's yawning. So I have this as part of my collection because as a geologist, you have to do field work and generally sleep in tents in quite remote places. So I've done quite a bit of field work down in a volcanic field in Mexico and spent quite a lot of time sleeping in my tent, and I am not really a fan of camping, so I kind of get by doing it, but it's not something I really like, so I thought this pin was a decent representation of that. And then finally, of course, we have my pièce de résistance, which is my Museum of Pintiquities framed pin event set. And this whole set is a limited edition of 75. So the individual pins it has, we have this Mickey who is kind of an astronomer looking at the stars. I think that one is an Ellie of 500. Then we have Mickey who is kind of acting as Galileo. I'm guessing also Ellie 500. Then we have this evolution of a mouse pin, super cool since I'm also split with the anthropology department. This pin here is just an art pin, so not super relevant to that, but of course we have to end with our final, always permanent grail pin, which is Mickey with the mouse-shaped geode pin. This pin is an Ellie of only 250. Like I've said, I've never been able to touch him. He's always behind glass, and I can't break apart this frame set because I can't destroy an Ellie 75 item. So I really hope that one day I might be able to find a second one so that I can kind of, wear it to open houses and other events like my dissertation. So that was my fully updated geology/earth science Disney pin collection. If you have like a kind of weird or unusual Disney pin collection, definitely let me know what you collect. I think it's super cool to see kind of how wide and far Disney pin collection can stretch. But thanks for watching!